Not to run for public office, not because he was forced to resign by the Guam Education Board, and not because of a recent incident, Jon Fernandez clarified Monday with media partners during a live press conference that he intends to leave the Guam Department of Education to focus on family matters.
It's a decision that I've been mulling over for maybe up to a year, but really became a reality due to just recent events in having to do with my family and making choices about what we want to be doing in our next chapter of our lives.
Fernandez turned in his resignation on Sunday, May 1st, citing Section 9.2 of his employment contract, which requires a minimum of 60 days written notice prior to the intended termination of employment with the island's largest GovGuam agency. Leading the island's public education system through some dark times, Guam Education Board Chair Mark Mendiola, who has been working with Fernandez for the last 5 years, thanked and highlighted some of the challenges encountered during his tenure.
We're grateful for his service to our island community as the superintendent of education. He served, admirably for 10 years. He did a job, navigated through some really tough situations within the Department of Education. He saw us through this pandemic. He also saw us through some of the toughest financial conditions put on any Department of Education.
In Fernandez's resignation letter addressed to Mendiola states, quote, "As I complete my 10th year of service at the helm of the Guam Department of Education, I also believe that the time must come for a new leadership to build upon the progress made and to take the department to the next level of achievement and improvement. Our children deserve this," end quote. GEB member Ron McNitch, a college professor for nearly 3 decades and had sat on several boards, commended Fernandez's leadership.
I have never worked with a more professional and highly qualified person than Jon Fernandez in terms of just being the total real deal for that job. And of course, he's going to be absolutely missed. But I have to say also, I've never been more impressed by a leader in a major organization for Guam than I've been with Jon Fernandez.
Fernandez was the first elected to the board of the Council Chief State School Officers from Guam. Among his many accomplishments, he also worked diligently to get the department out of the high-risk status with the U.S. Department of Education in regards to managing federal funds, which was placed upon GDOE in 2003. As KUAM News reported, U.S. DOE officials will be doing site visits soon to lower the high-risk status of GDOE. Meanwhile, Simon Sanchez High School marine biology teacher Melanie Blas, who was also the Teacher of the Year in 2015 for Guam, shared the same sentiments as well as noting what she'll miss about Fernandez.
He's so supportive, and he's very approachable, and he's friendly and down to earth. He was a superintendent that you could talk to, and he would listen, and he would help you, and he'd be patient, and he wasn't the kind, in my opinion, he didn't rule, he wasn't mean to people. Like, he wasn't intimidating. The way he worked with people, he made people at least for me, he made me want to do more. Mm-hmm. He made me strive to be better, and he made me want to work harder. And I just never wanted to disappoint him.
Fernandez, the longest superintendent in the nation and in GDOE history, explained in his resignation letter some of the critical things he intends to get done before passing the torch, such as, quote, finalizing a higher pay proposal for teachers and staff, initiating the process to select the company that will build a new Simon Sanchez High School, bringing this school year to a successful end so we can celebrate our graduates, and working with the Guam Education Board on an effective transition prior to the start of school year 2022 to 2023, end quote. The question stands, who will throw their hat in the ring to be the next GDOE superintendent? Reporting for KUAM News, Guahu si Isaiah Aguon.